Let's do it. Now, I didn't pour a whole lot of that in there. Just enough at the bottom. And I've got my two knives, and I don't know which one I'm going to need, but for the time being, I'm just going to put that one there. And I can flip those back and forth, and I can grab a little bit and put it on there. Now, the top two steps, you know, I don't really need to do anything on those because those were brand new. The only thing I happened to see on that one is right over there. So I think I'm going to just take a little bit and see if I can't just put it on there. And I'm just going to kind of use this like drywall mud, you know, and skin it on there. Okay, and that kind of filled up those edges, and that's all I'm going to do on that step. Okay, and I'm just going to take my brush and hit those bottom edges there like that. That's all. Now I can do this next step here. I want to make sure this one here, you can see, hopefully you can see, there's little hairline cracks in them in the roofing material I put from when it dried and everything. And this one feels pretty solid, and I don't see any big old high bumps on it or anything. I'm just going to try just for kicks, I'm going to try my 4-inch knife first, and I'm just gonna go over here and fill in where I think I need it. See, it's not like I have to do the whole step again. You see what I mean? I can just coat over the low spots like that, and get it as flat as I can. Okay, and if you feel more comfortable with just the 4-inch knife, go ahead and try the 4-inch knife. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this, wipe off the edge, and I'm just gonna see what happens if I go over a little bit extra bit of it. And like I say, I'm not gonna get it perfect, but I'm gonna get it a lot better than it was. Okay. And as long as all my stairs look pretty much the same, I'll be okay. It's not like I've got to have it 100% perfect everywhere. You follow me? I hope you do. And if I got a few ridges on there and stuff, that's okay. And all of my steps will be matching. You know what I mean? And I can live with that. I can live with that. Let's see, I see a little low spot right there. And if I want, I can just go down this way. If I want, whichever way you feel more comfortable. I know at the edge of the step, I need it to be nice and smooth and down tight and all that. Okay. That section right in there was pretty fine, but hey, if you want to go over the whole step like this, go for it. See, because all the other material on there is dry from before, it makes this next little bit nice and easy. So easy, even a monkey could do it. Don't know about that. Look at that. I think I'm liking that. you know, like I say, it's not, no matter what you do, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be good enough to where you can live with that. And I'm just going to take my paintbrush along that front edge, clean up that nice little front edge in there. That's all I'm going to do for that step. That's it. I know you could do something like that. Here, I'm going to do this next one right in here without even moving the tripod, if I can. Trying to and I'm just using it like drywall mud to skim out. And they call that a tight skim. And I need some right in the corner. Okay. That's why I needed to clean my drywall pan out. I wanted to make sure I didn't have any grit in it or anything. You know? Because, can you see if I haven't had a little bit of sand in there? Or a nugget of the old stuff? I wouldn't be able to get it all on there without going And like I say, no matter what you do, I don't care if you pay somebody to do this, they're not going to get your steps perfect. Okay? No way, no rhyme or reason. Yeah, but if you can get it this smooth, then good on you. And if you really want to get it smoother, you could put more on when this dries. If you want. How smooth do you want it? You know? If I can get all the steps about the same, it almost looks like I got a spray texture or a skip trowel on here, or just a skip trowel, not spray texture knockdown almost. That's what it almost seems like. And if I just keep going down this way, down to nothing, I can get it all to pretty much match. I don't have to do this. If I do that, I'm going to get all kinds of extra lines in it, and I want this bottom nice and done the same. Okay, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do, and I'm going to clean off that edge with my little paintbrush. Okay, there we go. There's 2 steps. Keep watching, I'll show you more. The easiest way to open a bucket. Oh, brother. Hey, I already showed you, this is a 5-gallon container of roofing material, and I already told you from the beginning to open this, to take the little strip and find out where the end is and break it off, zip it off. Okay, I've already done that. And now I've used probably 4 gallons of this material. I got to get in this again, and I've got my gloves on because it's way easier to put it on with the gloves. And then I find out where the notch was, because this piece is always kind of hard to lift up for some reason. Okay, so you turn it around, find it, and I like to work from right to left. It's easier for me, and I'm just going to put my feet on the bucket, and I'm going to not go for this one that's got the notch in it. I'm going to go for the next one, and I'm going to lift it up as hard as I can. I'm going to slide it over and get the next one. Lots of times you're going to start pulling this up and find out that this one goes back down and it's not going to open, and then this one's going to go back down. Okay, but just start from here and start working it and working it, And eventually you're going to get it. See, that one's already popped closed again. But I'm just going to keep working from that one side and get this so it's starting to lift up. And it's already started. Now it's making it easier. Okay? Now I can keep going. And it's almost ready. You don't have to undo the very last one. At this point, you can just pull it up and get it off. Okay? That's about the easiest I found working. Put my feet here and working here from right to left. Boom, boom, boom. Now I can slide it. Hey, if you don't do that, it's going to be hard to get it off, and especially if you don't have any gloves on. These are just crummy rubber gloves, and you do it by hand. Man, it seems like it's hard. It's just you're gonna feel like a weakling. Trust me. Okay, there you go. Try that next time you're ready to open a bucket, and it doesn't have to be a bucket with roofing material in it. It can be a bucket with paint in it. It can be a bucket with drywall mud in it, whatever. When I get done with this bucket all the way through, I'm going to clean it off, and then I'm going to use it just for a little trash bucket or whatever. And you'll be surprised when you get done with painting buckets or drywall buckets. Save a few of those. They're good in landscaped area. They're good for washing your car. They're good for rinsing out, and like cleaning a kitchen floor and rinsing that out, and you can use it for your ongoing buckets. No need to pay for a bucket, okay, at the store anymore. And going one step further, here's the bucket lid. Have you ever noticed on the buckets there's a rubber gasket in there all the way around? And that's to keep the air out, and especially if you tip it over or something, it's going to try to keep it in there. Well, that's kind of a good thing, and I always try to clear off all of the paint or roofing material off of there, so when I get it back on there, if I don't use all this, I'll get a good seal on here if that rubber gasket stays in. Don't pull it out if you can help it. Keep that sucker in there. And as for these lids, save the lids, and you never know when you're going to need it for your buckets. No need to go to the store. If you need just one bucket, yeah, you can go to the store and buy a bucket at Lowe's or the Home Depot. You can buy a bucket for, $5, $6, and then they sell the lids separately for $2, $3. And now for almost $10, you can get your bucket with a lid. But my suggestion is save your paint buckets, or if you're paying somebody to do your painting or something, or your drywall, and you're at a construction site, hey, can I have a couple of your buckets? Yeah, sure, take them. There's never any way that they're ever going to use all of their empty buckets and lids, okay? Remember that. Here's another caulking tip. Yes, another one. When I clean that, between the two, I had to take all that black tar out of there, and the tar had eaten the paint right off, and the primer behind it in a few areas where it was lower than where I was going to caulk. So I just went ahead and used the caulking as my primer and put it on there and kind of wiped it around on the raw metal along there, and just used my finger. And then when that dries, and then I waited for a while, and then I put a second coat over the entire thing and blended everything in. Okay, now after that dries, I can paint it. Had I have left raw metal, I couldn't have just covered it with my regular exterior paint until I put a prime coat on it first, or else the paint could be in jeopardy of lifting off of the raw metal. Does that make sense? Now that's not going to happen because I caulked it first, just in that one area. Okay, ready to go.